what's up, team? This is Tom, and I've got a cool video. This is one of my favorite videos, one of my favorite pieces of content, because this is where I went from being one of those average network marketers to crushing it and really reaching my full potential. And I found this recently, and again, I don't know where this came from, but I've heard it multiple times, that most people operate, can you see this in the camera clean? 40%. Most people operate at best at 40%. Now, think about it. Go to the gym. I mean, you could do like a survey for the day. Go to any kind of traditional gym, that is, and watch everybody working out, right? What do? They do a set, right? And then they go get some water, go around, talk to a few people. Hey, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? Maybe go check out things, right? I know, because I used to do that for years. and can you get results by working 40%? Sure. It's better than sitting on the couch. You know, I actually built a pretty big frame muscle-wise, but was it my best? No. Did I ever really have a six-pack in high school or college? No, because I was only operating at about 40% of my capacity. And I'm telling you, this isn't just about working out. This is about your home-based business. This is about my home-based business. It's about pretty much 99% of everybody in the home business industry. And by the way, I think I'm being this is a very conservative number. I think it's a lot lower, right? I coach for a living. I see what people do that pay me to be in my boot camp, that pay to be in the pro membership with PriorityTeam.com. I see what they're doing, and even people that pay money don't do much. It's crazy, but this has been me for years in a lot of different areas of life. So I wanted to learn, what does it take to go from here to 100%? And I gotta tell you, it's a collection of stories. I want to tell you a story that I learned in 8th grade. Yes, I'm going back to glory sports days, but it's a good story. In my 8th grade football, we were the winningest football team in all of 8th grade. And the cool part of that story is why, though. Was our coaches that amazing? Sure, they were amazing. But what they did for me as a man, or a boy at that time, was we ran this hill every day. And our coaches trained my brain and told me, Tom, don't worry. You're gonna, I'm running. And they always say to me, you're gonna pass out before you die. So that was one of my first experiences to realize you can do so much more with the physical body and the mental mind, than is possible. Another story that all these pieces come together that taught me how to be right here. My daughter, when she was 11 years old, I would take her out running and I would train her mind. Now, I don't want to push her past what an 11-year-old person can do, but just the encouragement and say, hey, let's go jogging, Morgan. Let's go running. Qualified her last year for the Junior Olympics, top 20. She qualified in the top 20 in all of Texas for the Junior Olympics. Is she really that talented? She's good. But is she really better than every other person in Texas? Maybe, maybe not. I'm sure there's other runners out of the thousands of other girls that really have the potential to be a great runner. But it's the conditioning that I did from my experience from football and many other stories that showed her how to be different and go from here to reaching her full potential. Another story, Clark Bartram, this goes out to you, buddy. So when I learned how to go from being a gym rat, and it was me, by the way, again, going to the water fountain, doing all those things, messing around, being ADD, working out and again, and thinking, right, I'm working out for 2 hours, right? How many of you say that too? Well, I work my home business for 7 hours. Show me someone who realistically works their home-based business consistently, methodically, day in and day out, 7 hours a week. I mean, 7 hours a day. I'm sure there's a few freaks out there. It wasn't me. I don't have the attention span to do anything for 7 hours. Nothing. Except for maybe riding a mountain bike, maybe. But But most people, they lie. They pretend they're working even 3, 4, 5 hours in their home-based business. It's a myth. And the same thing when I was working out. I was working out for 2 hours a day. And then I met this man named Clark Bartram, one of the top fitness guys in the world. We're so blessed to have been in business with this man and for him to personally train us, come to our house. And I literally thought that he was trying to kill me. I literally thought that I was about to pass out. I didn't think it was physically possible to do all these crazy workouts. Fast forward many years later, and that's why I'm wearing this CrossFit. When you do CrossFit, it's like going from this to like 120%. But that's what we need. That's what some of you might be missing this. You might be here, but you think you're here. It's called being in a comfort zone. This is what we get used to, and we think this is 100%. We think this is maximizing, but I don't know about you. We're really good at lying to ourselves, and your numbers will tell you, okay? Your numbers will tell you, are you crushing it? And yes, you need to learn skills. Yes, you need to learn the basics. But really, this is the big roadblock for most people. So, what are some things that you can do, some quantitative things that you can do to go from there to there? Number one is be incredibly intentional with your time. Some of you, some of the people that I coach one-on-one, they say they work 7 hours a day, and I'm like, no, you need to cut that down in half. And then the rest of the day, go have fun, take a nap, go rest, go spend time with the kids. Don't have any more guilt. Go live your life now. Now, obviously, you still need to work, but you can do a lot of damage in a good way prospecting 3.5 hours per day. I mean, that's a lot of hours. And for some of you, you say, well, I only work 3.5 hours per day. So that's awesome. Or some of you have to work less. But my point of that is condense time frames, be intentional with your time. Number two, treat every month, and this is what Danny Johnson used to drill in my head, every single month, trick my brain like I'm brand new. Even when I was making 20 grand a month, 30 grand a month, I would have to trick my brain and act like I didn't even have a check coming in, act like I still was broke and I still had my cars repossessed, and act like I still had creditors calling me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I had to trick my brain acting like I'm still hungry. I still have that burning desire. And I did that for over 2 years. And long story, I wish I made a mistake. I wish I could have kept it going, right? But I'm doing it again, by the way. And this time, I'm going to act like I'm brand new until when? Until when? Until you're financially independent. And then you choose if you want to let the pedal off the gas. But if you're not growing, you've heard the story, you're dying, or you're going backwards in your business sooner or later. All right? And then one of my favorites is treat the last day of the month. So if it's the 30th or 31st, right, and you're pushing for a contest, a big trip for your company, you know that feeling of that time when you're packing for a vacation or something dramatic happens? Like that sense of urgency where you're calling your customers, you're calling your friends, you're calling your mom, and you're like, hey, I need one more customer. And you're doing whatever it takes to get that volume in on that last day of the month for your home-based business. Well, I'm going to teach you something that very few people ever take me up on. I want you to treat that feeling of that time when, if you've ever had a sense of urgency in your home business, and if you haven't, do it now. Treat, instead of the 31st, even on the 1st of every month, and the 2nd of every month, and the 3rd, and the 4th, and the 5th, and the 6th, and the 7th, every single day, you treat it like it's the last day of the month. And you'll end up around the 20th or the 25th, and you'll have so much productivity, personal enrollments. Your team, you're focused, you're intentional with your time. You're focusing on getting to 100%. And it is like building muscles. Prospecting is a muscle. It does take time to develop that ability to be at 100%. But I'm telling you, it's so much more fun when you're crushing it. It's so much more fun because your people are transforming their life, you're moving forward, and you want to talk about peace? The most peace I've ever had in business was when I was totally intentional about my time. When I didn't use ADD as an excuse anymore. I got rid of my plan Bs, and I treated every day like I had to make it happen today. I didn't focus on just dialing for dollars. I focused on, I'm enrolling you today, and I'm going to do it in 2 hours or less so I can go spend the rest of my day on my mountain bike or having fun or being with my family or anything else that I choose. And that's the life that's possible by being a business owner in network marketing instead of a self-employed slave that most network marketers are. So this is Tom Challan with PriorityTeam.com, and I'll see you in the next video.